favorite? What do you think?
I like Instigator Gang the best.
Oh, we're not on camera anymore. I have them. I have them right here.
Oh yeah, Brian was going to answer that with a visual. Yeah.
You did an actual match.
The game has actually started. So
Valenti,
this is the finals.
Island, Sondag, no 1-drops but 1 Bird of Paradise. I love how he just plays down his red-green coming to play tap land all the time because he only has the 1-drop and everybody knows it.
Which he just drew,
now.
actually. Yeah,
oh, he just drew it?
He just drew it on turn 2. He drew the...
So that stinks for him. Rampant Style is not Mana Leak. Does Valenti not have Mana Leak? He has Mana Leak, okay?
Valenti has the Mana Leak.
Do you just Mana Leak there, Kibbs? Like, I think that you just Mana Leak whenever you have an open in a deck against a deck like this with so much ramp.
I think it's a pretty... Ooh, I thought that was a Snapcaster. You're just going to beat down.
Think twice.
I wonder if people will start playing Flash Freezes again.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering, is this card not legal? I wasn't sure if it rotated because nobody had it in their deck.
I mean, there's just like much less incentive to play Flash Freeze when.
So there's a Solemn Simulacrum from Brian.
I am certain this is going to be a top deck in the next weekend.
It's definitely pretty sweet.
It just seems so, and it's so forgiving.
Resolved?
Like the cards are so powerful relative to the other cards in the format that like you can make a mess up, and then like, oh, I actually still have 11 lands in play, cast a Wolf Run, and some men come off next as you're dead. Like,
yeah.
So I mean, Christian now using Forbidden Alchemy.
A big part of the power of the deck is I actually think that just how good Viridian Emissary is. So many of the decks in the format are aggressive decks, and the ones that aren't aggressive decks are like Liliana decks. And Viridian Emissary is incredibly impressive against both of them. In the previous format, Viridian Emissary was not a very good card to play in general as a ramp-ish effect.
Because no one was going to kill it.
Well, because people could just ignore it. Everyone had Squadron Hawks and stuff like that, and now even the
or Distortion Strikes.
Some of them had that.
So Christian just plays a land and passes, and Brian is into the red zone with the Simulacrum.
Can we reasonably believe there's a big 6 about to hit?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. That's
Titan.
Yeah, I mean, we are in Tennessee. The Titans are playing today.
Remember the Titans.
You see a lot of Titans. I hope the Titans win today, actually. And I don't necessarily... I mean, there's Titans in this match.
If Brian wins, that has to be like the
Remember
tagline.
the
Remember the
Titans.
Titans. Yeah. we're even in Tennessee.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the Titans? Is that a team here?
Well, the Tennessee Titans
Remember
is
the Titans was a
team.
movie.
Yeah,
I only know Remember the Titans TIGHTANS, which was somebody's team. Is that a Huey team?
That was Dano, Williams, and Huey, I think.
Yeah, so it was like just a sicko team.
Like the team
another Rampant Growth and a Bird of Paradise from Brian.
Remember the Titans. Okay.
So Brian has just added more land to the board and a Bird of Paradise.
Oh, land.
And Christian now, another Forbidden Alchemy, I believe. Or no, Flashback Think Twice, that's what that was. So Christian now...
he can like ignore this level of threats for now, right?
It's not that threatening.
He doesn't
do whatever he wants.
It is pretty interesting that
comes another Think Twice.
Looks like he's somewhat stalled on land. I guess he's main phasing. I think.
He's gonna play a Phantasmal Image copying the Simulacrum.
Yeah,
I think that's what he's thinking about. And then he could just trade Z and then set up Sun Titan some not too distant future turn.
Yeah, he's already binned Worm Coil Engine and possibly a Sun Titan as well. It's hard to see. I think there's a white card in his graveyard. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, so that's exactly the play. So he uses Phantasmal Image is such a good card.
Phantasmal Image is gross.
It's
Phantasmal Image does
good.
a ton of incredibly impressive things. The thing that I actually really dislike about it is that it's Hero's Demise. Like I wish somehow it kills Thrun, it kills whatever other legends. Like it's actually very annoying to me that like it works that way. Like it just seems like the card's already super powerful.
Just
like being able to legend rule things.
And then you just like go kill Yosei, and it's everyone's lands are tapped. It's
so Brian at the end of turn goes Beast Within on Christian's Glacial Fortress, and that's looking bad. That's looking bad every which way you slice it, because Christian can, if he has a mana leak for this, it resolves. So he takes
that was a test. He's like, can you counter Magia this?
Well, he can't counter.
No, he really can't now.
Well, that's what I mean. Either way, he can't counter whatever it is Brian's going to play here.
Titan.
Is it big?
There it is.
Is it very big?
It
oh,
is
it is very
Titan.
big.
It's quite large.
Primeval Titan from Brian.
And there's already a Wolf run, right? So I think we can expect some Inkmoth Nexus appearances. So now Valenti is in a lot of problems. Even if he sweeps the board,
yeah,
he's going to be chewing on some people that might have in a previous format been the recipient of a distortion strike.
What does he have? What does he have as far as spot removal? He's got Doomblade for the for Nexus, but he's got 3 copies of Doomblade, and obviously the Snapcaster Mage kind of helps double those as long as he's got the first one. But he's gonna need them, and that's actually how he played yesterday when we saw these guys play in the Swiss. It was he drew two Doomblades and 2 Snapcaster Mages for all 4 of Brian's Inkmoth Nexuses. The interesting thing about Phantasmal Image, I know we were just talking about it, is again the kind of interaction there with Kessig Wolf Run. Brian can take that Phantasmal Image out, whatever it is, at any point with just activating
execute
the
it with
Wolf
Kessig Wolf Run.
Yeah, which is pretty impressive.
Should he have then gotten a second Kessig Wolf Run instead of an Inkmoth Nexus?
I don't know.
I actually think that would probably have been pretty justifiable.
I could see the logic behind either one of those. So Christian now, really on his heels, I think, at this point.
One of the difficulties with the Solar Flare decks is that they're so devoted to being this Trump tap out deck that I will play a Sun Titan and it will beat you. That when you're facing something that actually trumps you, trumps your Trump. It's actually a serious problem because you don't really have much that interacts with them in like a proactive way.
You're playing versus system and they have Apocalypse, right? That's really that's.
I think most of our viewers will not understand that at all, but it's pretty accurate.
Like I had a feature match with Eugenius once, and he's like, look, we're friends and everything. Just tell me if you have Apocalypse or not. And I'm like, what's Apocalypse? He's like, okay. If that's your response, then he's like, because if you have it, we don't even have to play. And I'm like, okay. It's like, I can't stall you out. You're eventually gonna get to 8. I'm gonna try to gain a bunch of life, and you're gonna have Apocalypse, and I'm gonna lose. I'm like, what's gonna happen instead? He's like, you're not gonna be able to kill me, and I'm gonna gain 1,000,000 life. I'm like,
so Christian has
so in the first versus system, Pro Circuit, what's the name of it?
Yeah, Pro Circuit, that was it.
So Hibbs is the best at every game, apparently. Ascension, Magic versus... He won the first Pro Circuit, got to ride around in the Batmobile, and had Apocalypse in his deck. Apocalypse is it's like Plow Wonder and also an 8/8 or something.
So Christian has the O-Ring for the Primeval Titan and swings in with the Phantasmal Image, which Brian just doesn't block. Phantasmal Image just representing 2 damage.
So Christian here with 4 land, facing 1,000,000 land.
Right. And 1,000,000 more, maybe? Okay, Green Sun Zenith. Is that
God.
That is so bad for Christian right now. So
I'll just get another Titan.
Yeah, you O-ring that one. I guess I'll just get another one. I mean, he could also have gotten an Acidic Slime and destroy the O-ring.
If your opponent has 1 blue-black land open, why don't you just smash in with the Kessig Wolf Run for 100 damage?
Well, I would suggest 10 poison.
Yeah, 100 poison. Like, he has enough that he could have put a serious amount of poison on him.
But the way that he's playing it, he's actually Christian has to do something that deals with this Titan, or he's going to die anyway.
Okay.
And this puts him in a position where, if Christian ever taps out, he's dead because of Wolf Run.
Wolf Run and
Inkmoth.
Draft open players, your seedings for the first draft have been posted on Jace.
So even worse for Christian there. He has a land, but it's a comes into play tap land. Seachrome Coast. Can't even Wrath.
If he Wraths, is he just dead?
He can't Wrath anyway. He doesn't have.
He doesn't have second white.
Yeah,
I see.
Double white is tap, or his second white is tap.
Yeah, he would also just die to Wolf Run, I think.
Yeah, it's just not good.
I love Sondag's deck.
It's pretty sweet.
So cool.
It's just got so many must-answer threats.
I think you just add some low drop burn spells for Strong Perk Nobles, and then
Yeah, it does seem like if you don't draw an Emissary or a Slagstorm,
then you're dead.
You're in pretty bad. I mean, Beast Within can deal with it. When this is a deck that actually can play Beast Within very well. Beast Within is a card that a lot of people have tried to put into a lot of decks that just hasn't worked well because those decks still care about a 3/3. This is a deck that everything it does is trumping everything that Beast Within gives you. So
is this you?
No, this is the draft open that's beginning. I am waiting for the Legacy event. I still need to finish my deck.
So here comes Inkmoth Nexus. Alongside a Titan. Hits in for... Oh, let's see what's going on here. Oh, okay.
Right, so he's just throwing all the mana into it.
Yeah, Christian is double blocking.
I think it's +7ing the Inkmoth Nexus. Okay, which is dead.
Christian has a Doomblade for that. So Christian double blocks the Primeval Titan with the Beast and the Phantasmal Image. Gets a draw card off of the dead image, which is obviously Simulacrum. But he has the Doomblade for the Nexus. So survives another turn.
And is still facing lethal every turn from here on out.
Pretty much. He needs Doomblade every turn, it seems like.
Doomblade plus. I mean, it's not like we can ignore the Primeval Titan that's attacking him. It's just the Nexus we're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is exactly what I was talking about. Whereas playing the Titan last turn was much better than trying to poison him for a bunch.
I think Valenti's seeing if he's going to scoop here, right? He's like looking at the board. Because the Bird of Paradise also represents another poison.
A poison?
Yep. Oh, you can put a mana into the
I was like, what are you talking about?
So here's Day of Judgment, I would assume? Yeah.
Yep, Day of Judgment.
So Day of Judgment and hold up mana for Doomblade. He can't Snapcaster Doomblade with just 2 up, but he can at least natural Doomblade. It's about his best hope at this point. His only hope. I think he's just dead otherwise.
He has a ton of cards.
Oh, Brian, don't look at that.
And he has it. He has another removal spell for Inkmoth Nexus. Valenti. Holding on by his teeth.
Yeah, seriously.
So a Sun Titan would be real good right now.
I mean, wouldn't he just die to Inkmoth Wolfrun?
I don't know.
How many Inkmoths are left? Are there? I mean, he's Doombladed 2 of them.
I believe there's 2 more.
There's still 2 more.
I think you got all 4.
But yeah, what he can do if he has Snapcaster, that'll take care of the 3rd one. I mean, like I said, that's what he drew in the Swiss rounds. He had 2 Doomblades and 2 Snapcasters, and that's his hope at this point.
Assuming Brian doesn't play a spell or anything.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, based on what's on the
but
board,
I don't think he wants to play a spell, right? I think he wants to keep trying to get him with lethal Inkmoth Nexus. What is going on here?
And Snapcaster.
Does he have... There's a Snapcaster Mage.
Oh,
Rebuy Doomblade. There it is. So that's 3 Inkmoth Nexuses down. He's fighting that angle very well. Now he needs to Riptide Lab that Snapcaster back.
They should have just given us Riptide Laboratory.
Or Familiar's Roofs. Or Ninja of the Deep Hours.
Ninja of the Deep Hours.
That was my modern tech. Right?
You guys didn't see Kibler's eyebrows go up on Ninja of the Deep Hours.
So Forbidden Alchemy from Christian.
Christian doesn't have he doesn't have Ghost Quarter in his deck. Some of the Solar Flare decks I've seen have had 1 or 2 Ghost Quarters.
Right, which is great with Sun Titan.
Right.
So he goes in with the Snapcaster after resolving a Forbidden Alchemy. So 3 mana up, which means he needs that other Doomblade.
There it is! Wow!
That is Doomblade number 3 for Christian, and that is all 4 Inkmoth Nexuses. So he's fought that fight.
If he had done the attack with the Inkmoth Nexus instead of doing the Green Sun Zenith for the Primeval Titan, he would have been able to attack with multiple individual Inkmoth Nexuses all these turns.
That's actually what I think it's possible he should have done anyway.
Yeah.
is just send 4 Nexus. When he had a bunch of Nexus, just send them all.
And then he'd be like chipping some poison in.
Like, what do you're trying to kill him every turn, as opposed to like, predicting the possibility that like how does he beat me?
Yeah,
what are the possible ways I lose this game?
Right.
If you just attack with 4 Nexus, if he just doesn't, he's dead in 2 attacks. He has 2 poison anyway, unless he's Doomblading. And if he Doomblades, you just Wolf Run one that got through.
Right.
I think that ends up being a stronger line of play overall.
Yeah, I like that, and it actually commits less mana.
Right.
Like he has, if he wants to play like an Acidic Slime or something, if he has it, he could.
Exactly.
So Grave Titan joins Snapcaster Mage on Christian's side of the board, alongside 2 zombies. The Walking Dead, right there.
Thanks, Callie.
What, did she say something about the
No,
Walking
did
Dead
she?
too? I like that comic. And it's a TV show.
And there's apparently games based on each of them.
That's true, yeah.
Which is very strange.
It is
like,
kind of odd.
Here's the Walking Dead game based on the show. Here's the Walking Dead game based on the comic. It's like, what?
All right. This is tense. Do you think Valenti's going to come back and win this one?
It's looking really good for him at this point, but he doesn't have...
Sondag's only at 14. Valenti's got 12 power in play. If he had a Kessig Wolf run, it would be it.
Yes, it would.
Where's Annex when you need it?
This game has been pretty crazy. The fact that Christian has managed to claw back into this game.
Yeah, really, and he has no more. He has no more threat of poison at this point.
Right. I mean, like a Titan here is no longer particularly scary.
Right.
I mean, granted, like a Wolf Run.
The Wolf Run makes it a little more scary.
Right. Wolf Run with Titan can actually do 1,000,000 damage, but. Ooh.
Oh, what is this?
I like that.
Very nice little play.
Acidic Slime for the O-Ring, getting a Primeval Titan back. Now, if Christian has Sun Titan getting back the O-Ring, that would be a pretty big haymaker, and I wouldn't put it past Christian to have exactly that, because what we've seen from him all tournament, every time we've seen him, he's just had no problem putting multiple Titans on board.
So how much mana? Oh dear.
Oh, Garrett, Primal Hunter. Wow. Okay.
Can he draw immediately?
Yes, but you lose the Garrick, so you probably don't want to.
Well, this makes Christian's attack for 12 much less 12-like.
It's true.
He can maybe attack with Brave Titan, but probably not.
The sign of a Sun Titan.
Right.
It's actually one of the sort of interesting things in this format is being aware of your graveyard, so you don't actually broadcast the contents of your hand.
Here's an interesting thing. EDT taught me like many years ago when we were like early PTQ days, like back in like '96 or something. He said he would ask his opponent's cards in hand every turn and look at his graveyard every turn, so that he would not create a pattern. Mm-hmm. So because he only wanted to stupor when he could stupor good cards. Mm-hmm. So he would hold the stupor otherwise. So I'll always ask their hand. Because like stupor was so hard to control. It's not like him to Torque, you cast it and you blow them out every time. So maybe Valenti's doing that, but I'm pretty sure he has a Phantasmal Image in his hand. I don't know if he has a Sun Titan.
I thought I saw one earlier, but could be wrong.
Well, we know he has a Phantasmal Image in his graveyard, right? So he can go like Sun Titan, Phantasmal Image.
Yeah, there could be...
Duplicate probably the Grave Titan, I would think, not the Sun Titan. Oh, actually, if he duplicated the Sun Titan, he could get back the O-Ring, though.
Yeah, and take care of Garrick.
But I think that having multiple Grave Titans is more impressive against a Primeval Titan than having multiple Sun Titans. You
know what else he could do here? I mean, it's probably not ideal, but he can do the...
5 mana? What costs 5?
Let's see what is going on.
Unburial Rites.
Unburial, okay. That'll... so he goes Unburial.
It is the sign of the Sun Titan.
Sun Titan, Phantasmal Image, copy Sun Titan, getting back. It looks like probably O-Ring. Deal with Garrick.
Do you
think deal with Garrick?
I think you O-Ring
Primeval
Titan, then attack Garrick. Well, no, because then, do you die? Like how much? I think you.
There's the Wolf Run.
I'm thinking you O-Ring Primeval Titan, then attack Garrick.
I think you need to attack with the Grave Titan. I think he has another Phantasmal Image in his hand. If so, you should play it pre-combats, copying the Grave Titan, and then attack with the Grave Titan because he needs to get more blockers in play.
I mean, Grave Titan's just super, super powerful. So
Why play it pre-combat?
Because he's going to lose the Grave Titan.
Grave Titan will get blocked by Acidic Slime.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. I'm sorry, because it's Phantasmal Image, right? Obviously, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. So he O-ringed the Primeval Titan.
Yeah, he's just bringing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this there's some more blockers?
Player or Garrick?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
Probably player. It's just a lot of damage.
Pick up your pack. You have 20 seconds.
Yep. As predicted. Acidic Slime is going to take down Grave Titan. And a Best is going to eat
A zombie.
a zombie. And 4 damage is going to get in.
Oh, it was to Garrick. Okay, so
It's all to Garrick. Oh.
Yeah, so he killed Garrick.
5 seconds.
Killing Garrick is a good thing.
He's still got a ton of blockers there, including 2 6s.
You have 7 cards.
Oh, this is a very good board position for Valenti now.
It is pretty sweet. He has 2 copies of Sun Titan, 2 zombies hanging out, 3 zombies.
This is a great point brought up on Twitter, is why not copy the Acidic Slime and take out the Wolf Run?
Well, I believe he has 2 Wolf Runs.
Do they have 2 in play?
I know he has 2 in his deck.
Yeah,
I would imagine
they
he
would-
probably
they had to be both
fetched
in
the
play at
second
this
one.
point.
I mean, he could. Yeah, I guess it just seemed like an interesting
I
line.
mean,
there.
Christian has so much toughness now with the 2 Sun Titans that he's not in danger of dying. He's at 17 life.
Right.
And there's another Garrick.
Another Garrick. Seems like Brian always has the Garrick.
Well, he has 4 of them.
Yeah.
And he's been drawing like 3-4 cards a turn every turn for several turns. I figure he might pick up some gas along the way.
Yeah.
Draft. Lay out your package. You have 4 cards.
I think he may just need to try and draw. I don't know if he has any.
Try and draw?
I mean, draw
Draw
cards. off his
cards.
Garrick. Yeah, let's just draw.
Let's go for the draw.
I was like,
See how long we can make this game take.
they did it in the Swiss.
Pick up your pack. You have 5 seconds. Draft.
Sondag, I think he's contemplating to try to draw. Is he out of Primeval Titans now? He only has the 3, right? Are they all in the grave?
Well, there's
One's O-ringed.
one
Oh,
is
one's
dead,
O-ringed.
one's O-ringed, I think.
Draft. Please pass the last card. At this time, you have 30 seconds to review your selection. Please begin.
Sondag, ooh, a Slag Storm.
Ooh, that's
He's gonna flag storm twice.
That would be
Certainly
super
could.
sick. All right.
so that takes out the zombies
And
and the beast, right? Garrick just gonna make another beast.
Oh, okay. It wasn't double slag storm. It was just
Yeah.
one slag storm to try
It'd
and
be
not
pretty
die.
bad if he double slag stormed right now.
I would have been pretty impressed with a double Slag Storm.
Well,
make
I
a
mean,
beast.
make a beast. Yeah, well, double slag storm, make a beast makes a lot more sense than slag storm, make a beast, slag storm. That's what I was.
If that Phantasmal Image is the Sun Titan,
It is.
does he want to use the Wolf Run on it when? Before it can attack? Or it doesn't matter? He's just going to get it back, right?
What? Oh, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
Phantasmal
Yeah,
Image,
he
right?
should wolf run it for sure.
But when? Before it can attack?
Yes. I don't know that.
So Christian taking a look at the graveyard, he can flashback and unburial rights as well.
I think he probably should have attacked with a beast just to see what would happen.
Right, I agree.
Like if Valenti just like stupidly blocked it with a Sun Titan.
Well, I mean, like
Save
there's
the
also
slag
just like
storm.
so much. Brian has so much mana that he sort of has to. He's committed to blocking, or he potentially die.
Oh yeah, he has to block. Yeah,
Right.
so, yeah, he should have just thrown the attack out there just to see what happened, and then.
So Christian casts Forbidden Alchemy main phase.
5 seconds.
He sells it on burial rights in his yard. So
Yeah.
even if this,
Even in this imaginary universe where all the creatures are dead, he can just always get back another one.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what makes unburial rights kind of disgusting. Like,
When everything falls together for Solar Flare, it's the most impressive looking deck, I think. But
so here come the attacks. It looks like Brian did not activate the Wolf Run to take out the image. Because we are resolving Sun Titan triggers right now. So we go land, Snapcaster Mage, give the Doomblade flashback. Doomblade on the beast.
it looks that way.
I mean, Oh, he's spreading it out there,
Yeah.
and he's going to Doomblade the Beast either way. Doomblade the Beast,
So,
kill
this is gonna
Garrick.
get Garrick. So if he wolf runs it now, he doesn't take 6.
I believe Brian has another Slagstorm in hand.
Yeah, wolf run that, and then Garrick is going.
Why
to
wouldn't
die.
he have Slagstormed everybody then?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. I just saw it in his hand. I'm pretty sure I did. I
Looks,
could be wrong.
that looks like Garrick and Rampant Growth. to me.
Okay. It's
looks
hard
like
to
a
tell.
red card.
I thought it looked
Is it a
red
red
to me
card?
too.
Maybe it's
I'm
ancient,
colorblind. So.
Maybe it's Ancient Grudge.
No, he doesn't
It could
have
be
Ancient Grudge in his main
Ancient
deck. It's on his main deck.
You're right. You're right.
Okay.
I forgot.
Oh, then
this
it
is
has
still
to be
game one.
Slagstorm.
Yeah,
if
his
it's
only
a
red
card.
card is Slagstorm in his main
Yeah,
deck.
then it must. I mean, if it's red, then it's Slagstorm. I thought it looked like Slagstorm, but we can't see their hands very well. Okay, looks like
That's
they're going
it.
to game 2. Christian
Wow.
Valenti manages to deal with all those Inkmoth Nexuses.
That was a really impressive comeback, I think.
That was. I really think that if Brian had taken the line of play of attacking
With
with all the
multiple
Ink Moth Nexus, he would have won the game, I believe.
I think so.
It makes it very, very difficult for Christian to be able to actually deal with them in time, because the way that he played
His
it,
mana was all tapped every time.
right. The way that he played it, Christian only had to deal with one a turn, but he was dead if he ever didn't deal with one. If he played it the other way, if he dealt with one a turn, he's still facing at the end a lethal amount of poison. I think just over the progression of like taking 3 instead of just
for sure.
not immediately dying.
I mean, I honestly think that, especially if he opened up that line with smashing with like 1 Inkmoth Nexus for like 6 poison, then he's still got the
You still want to play the Titan there. Like you put him on the like you didn't even have all 4 Nexus before you played the Titan.
Oh, okay.
So
So
All right,
we,
then that makes a lot of sense then.
we have to ask a question for premium. We have to think of a good one here. Wheels are trying to move. We get to give away a whole year of premium membership for Star City.
I've got one.
Access.
I got one.
You got one? All right.
Yes.
It has to be reasonably easy and maybe related.
well,
to
it's something that we have talked about this morning.
Okay, good. That's
yeah.
what's important. Okay, cool.
So what extremely commonly played blue card did John Benita not have in his Solar Flare deck?
There you go. That one. That's a tough question because I mean, Jace the Mind Sculptor was not in his deck.
It's true.
And people play that card wherever they can.
Well, they can't. So.
Yeah. That's true. So tweet your answer with the hashtag SCG Premium. What commonly played blue card was not in John Medina's deck in this tournament?
That was a good one.
That was a good one. I was thinking along those same lines too.
Do you think that one was better or worse than the one that I picked?
I prefer yours.
Yeah, I figured.
I'm being called to debate it.
Yeah. All right.
I actually should probably get my deck together too.
All right,
Seems
good luck today.
Might need a deck
So
to play. So.
enjoy the finals, everyone.
Good luck, Brian.
All right, so that was an
a
epic
cool
game 1.
Like, it seems like only Valenti can ever deal with those Keswick Wolf Run, Inkmoth Nexus kind of things from Sondag. Like everybody else just dies to it.
Well, you know,
Valenti always has the Doomblades
I think,
and
like-
the Snapcast.
Like I said yesterday, Valenti played like a hero, like he's
He doesn't even play hero. It's not even in his second
That's what he said to me when I said it. So he plays like a hero. Like he thinks about this thing, and the only line that he can take, it assumes that Sondag's going to attack a certain way, and if Sondag behaves a certain way, then if he can lace Doomblade after Doomblade after Doomblade, into Snapcaster Mage, then he can survive.
Right.
The other thing that I would point out is, remember when Medina was playing against Sondag? Medina just threw a Doomblade at a Viridian Emissary.
Yeah,
okay?
that's right.
Valenti has 3 total Doomblades in his main deck, correct? He has 3. That means that he has to respect and draw 2, if not 3 Doomblades in order to withstand the offense
the
presented
Inkmoth
by
Nexus.
Sondag.
Yeah.
He cannot toss a Doomblade
At anything else.
at
really.
anything else
Yeah.
if he wants to win the game. And I think that's a core difference in how they played.
Yeah.
Like Valenti's like, I can only win if I Doomblade every single one of these guys.
Yeah.
And I have to play to that line, and I have to play to that line under the assumption that Sondag's only going to attack me with one dude and try to kill me every single turn.
Yeah.
Which is a
absolutely.
lot of assumptions and I think a correct perimeter that he's putting on his acceptable lines of play.
Yeah. I really like the the way you put that out. I think that's exactly the way to look at this this matchup for Christian. And the Doomblade is probably the most important card in his deck, I think.
But he doesn't have any extra Doomblades in his sideboard,
No,
right?
he doesn't. I
No,
don't think.
no solos.
So Brian's already led with a turn 1 Bird of Paradise. Yeah. Was it? I don't know if it was turn 1 because he didn't have it, but he has a Bird of Paradise and a Rampant Growth already on board, and Christian has just played his second land. Yeah, I would assume it was turn 1 Bird, turn 2 Rampant Growth, and now turn 3 Thrun.
The last troll, the last one you'll ever see.
Yeah, that's what Christian's hoping. So Christian thinks twice at the end of Brian's turn and plays a land on his.
If Sondag plays this one reasonably precisely with Thrun the last troll, I think it's pretty hard for Valenti to answer him. He could just, like, you know, chunk in for 4, chunk in for 4. Oh, that's...
He O-rings a bird. Wow.
Oh, he probably doesn't have a counter spell, and he doesn't want to get hit by a sword. I think that's...
Yeah,
that's the
he
what
just
he's doing
does
there.
not want that.
Imagine
yeah,
he just goes
sense,
like
yeah.
feast and famine in. That might be
might be
Game Boys
yeah.
right there. So
just Thrun for Brian to swing into the red zone here. Well, obviously he wasn't going to swing with the bird, but looks like
what's he going to play here?
Viridian Emissary from Brian.
I would have just played Yen's, I think.
Right. While you have 4 like, what are you doing with that other 2?
I don't know. What does he need to leave something open?
What does he have that costs 2? Like that Ancient Grudge? That's not realistic.
I think I would have just played Yen's.
Yeah, me too. I don't see the reason not to.
And he has like 2 Yens in his hand, at least. I know because I've seen both the original and the new Yen's
art, yeah.
robot art. So
Christian just goes land go, and now Brian back into the red zone.
oh no,
with
he
Thrun.
wants to leave up mana to regenerate Thrun. It's right. Never
Oh,
mind. Yeah.
just
Silly.
regenerate. He never leaves mana up to regenerate.
This is the
Thrun.
first time
This is
I've
the
ever
first
seen
time-
him leave
exactly.
up mana to
That's
regenerate
what it
Thrun in
was.
5 matches we've watched him.
Yeah.
I just forgot that Thrun had that ability.
I don't know what he expected. Double Snapcaster block. Like what was gonna?
No, a Day of Judgment.
Yeah, a day
Come on.
was the best. The best thing to expect there, but
All right, so is that Forbidden Alchemy?
that is Forbidden Alchemy from Christian.
Forbidden Full Metal Alchemy.
Full Metal Alchemy. So that was at the end of Brian's turn. So Christian untaps.
5 seconds. Draft. Lay out your pack to your left. You should have 11 cards.
Is that underground? I don't
Pick
have
up
any.
your pack. You have 25 seconds.
All right, Sondag, he's just going to play this chip game, I think, and make Valenti do something. Yep, in for 6.
5 seconds.
Valenti's got a million cards in hand, and none of them are being activated
Yeah,
to
he's,
attack the battlefield.
10 cards. Pick up your pack. You have 25 seconds.
What do you think the play is here? Just try to go over the top, like Titan down and hold in Thrun with it. But the thing is, he's going to leave himself open to an opposing Titan. Is that the problem?
Yeah, it's right now. I mean, Brian can just lean on Thrun until Christian answered it. I feel like, and that's a hard card to
5
answer.
seconds.
All right, so Valenti with another card draw spell, Forbidden Alchemy. He is comparing his hand to a future member of that hand. Oh, which will I keep? You know what's cool about Forbidden Alchemy? You could just like use it to get a land.
Yeah, I mean, I
You're
think
like-
that's what. In a lot of the draw go the mirror matches, that's what you do.
Like you think of it as like a peer through depths. And you're like, oh, which of the following spells should I keep? You can actually just keep a land. It's awesome.
Exactly. Like I'm just gonna hit my land drops. I'm using this to hit my land drops, and you could just, if you hit all your land drops later, you can just flash it back. If you need a spell, I mean that's what's just beautiful about Think Twice and Forbidden Alchemy.
So he's got 6. I mean, do you think he just tries to slam down a big 6 here?
He needs to do something here. I mean, it's getting to the point where I think it looks like he's like, I need to do something here. God, gotta be something.
Big six
Okay,
it
here
is.
goes.
Boom.
And Sun Titan.
Boom shakalaka. And
Just,
a land?
Just land. I think
Just
that
a
was
land.
That was what he was
Okay.
thinking. I think he's like, I don't have anything to really do anything awesome here. So
And that's Game Boys.
That wasn't gonna work. So Christian unable to find the answers to Sondag's assault there. Thrun is tough to answer when you don't you don't have the right answers. Obviously,
it was the only troll necessary.
Yeah, that's true.
The last one and the only one necessary.
Against a deck that runs 2 main Phantasmal Image and frequently brings them back from the graveyard, I was expecting at some point, like Brian obviously was playing around Day of Judgment, and I was thinking Valenti's just going to go Phantasmal Image to kill your Thrun, like that. That would be great. That would be ideal, but he didn't have it, I guess, at all through that entire game, and that was most likely what he was digging for, because regeneration does not stop the legend rule. Yeah. Fortunately for us, I guess.
What do you mean by us?
Anybody,
you mean we're blue mages,
yes.
so regeneration doesn't stop the...
Fortunately, Thrun's already hard enough to deal with. If
I've summoned a green spell in my time.
What do you? Oh, so have
Civic
I, right?
Wavefinder.
I mean, what would happen there? You go Phantasmal Image Thrun, and it's like, okay, regenerate, and you're like, oh, regenerate. And
Borderland
then,
Ranger.
I'm just like both
Pilgrim's
players.
Eye, is that green?
Never mind. Pilgrim's Eye is green, yes.
I played that in blue decks.
And,
We borrowed the power of green. I use the word power loosely to blue it up. All right, so Game 3, Valenti on the play. I mean,
this is the first time these guys have made it to Game 3 all tournament.
So
actually, no, they go to Game 3.
They're 1-1. Arguably, Sondag could have won Game 1 if he had attacked somewhat differently with his Inkmoth Nexuses.
That's true. Yeah.
We don't know that for certain, but
right, but
it looks
like
he would have gotten a lot of chip damage in with the
Nexuses.
The Nexuses. So, Valenti's on the play.
And that's important, I think, against Sondag's deck. You just need to have that. He's already jumping mana against you, jumping turns. So being able to be on the play to try to mitigate that somewhat is helpful. But now Christian looks like he's mulliganing to 6, which is not so good.
Not good. If you're bad matchup.
A bad matchup, mull to 6.
You're already down a card because you're going first.
Mm-hmm.
Your opponent can steal the draw with a Bird of Paradise, Green Sun Zenith, or Rampant Growth. He's up a card to start with. Now you're giving him another card. And the thing that's in particular difficult for Valenti is he only has 3 Doomblades to deal with 4 Inkmoth Nexuses. So if the game goes to stage 3, he is under so much pressure to not only have the right answers, but to play them correctly.
Right.
Like, another player in this spot, other than Christian Valenti, that we've seen Sondag play against similar kind of reactive decks all throughout the tournament, that they might have actually had the right tools. You said when we were watching the Geno fight, he just didn't have the right tools. He didn't draw the right tools. We don't know. Maybe somebody might have drawn the right tools, but didn't realize that he has to play them under a particular way in order to be competitive here.
Yep. It's tough. I mean, he's just fighting on multiple levels here. He can just kill you with Thrun, kill you with Garruk, kill you with Primeval Titan, and also Inkmoth Nexus, Kessig Wolf Run, or just basically Kessig Wolf Run on anything with a ton of mana. So Christian keeps his 6, and now we're just going land go for the first couple turns for Christian.
If this
Brian
is a rampant
has the
growth.
rampant growth. Christian allows it to resolve whether or not he has a mana leak.
If he goes last troll here, and he's basically stolen the play.
Right.
With that rampant growth. If he goes last troll on turn 3 and just leaves up mana like he did last game, this is such hard game for Valenti to win. I mean, I think that it might be right to just play 4 last trolls. It's such a good game plan sideboarded.
How many did you have? 3?
3. Only a Yens.
Okay. Not so frightening for Christian.
But Christian isn't going to mana leak the Yens, apparently. Christian's mana leaks get so progressively worse as every rampant growth, every Yens, certainly every Primeval Titan start hitting the table.
This is really exciting. Like this tournament's been really good, and I like that it's not a mirror match here in the finals. I like that it's we're seeing a showcase of some really cool new cards from Innistrad. And I don't know, it's really awesome. Just saying.
Speaking of new cards,
Forbidden Alchemy.
Forbidden Alchemy. This card has been played over and over again in the decks we featured today, and there were roughly 1,000 Solar Flourish decks in the top 8.
Yeah, it was like a 1,000, give or take 996, I think.
Okay. Roughly 1,000 though.
But roughly, yeah.
So he did not keep Mana Leak. Unless there were 2 Mana Leaks in that pile.
That's
shipped a
possible.
Mana Leak.
Yeah, so he untaps, plays a land. I was gonna say go. Yeah, I mean, there's really not a lot besides those draw spells for Christian to do in the early turns, unless he needs to Day of Judgment or something. Unless his opponent mounts a pretty big offense. It's just counter spell or draw spell. Sort of Feast and Famine now for Brian.
With Mana Leak, Mana Open.
Yeah, that is rough.
What's his best case scenario here? Like Doomblade the robot in response?
I know, and then he's using a Doomblade
Yeah.
when there's an Inkmoth Nexus on board already. So it resolves, it equips.
Beginning of the end, right?
It's bad. That looks. And Christian now has to discard. Unburial Rites, not the worst card to discard.
That's a pretty good card to discard.
Yeah,
right?
especially when you have 4 mana right now. Nothing to reanimate though at the moment. At least I don't.
Well, I mean, he could play another Forbidden Alchemy.
Yeah,
and
he certainly could. He
then
could certainly
discard
find
Sun
something.
Titan, and then all of a sudden his board position could be a lot better than it looks right this second. A second sword. That's very problematic because he can equip Inkmoth Nexus with the other sword and really get wild with
double blade. Well, there's.
So it is Forbidden Alchemy, and he's looking for a fat man.
Yeah. Elish Norn would be reasonable here, although the swords are still a problem. But if he could
Elish Norn will stop
the Inkmoth Nexus
stop the Inkmoth Nexus,
entirely,
and
right.
well, it doesn't actually kill the.
It doesn't kill the
Yens,
Yens,
and he,
no, but
he
it
can
stops
double equip the Yens. But
Would-
it won't get through Elish Norn. But Best Within can deal with Elish Norn.
Yeah, it can. So he would need to protect the queen. In that case.
But I don't think he's in a mana position anymore that he can even protect the queen. And I don't think he found a fat man. So.
No, I don't think he did either. Day of Judgment is so not ideal, but it's
I'm getting ready to be real impressed. Oh, yeah, an Oblivion Ring would be okay here.
Yeah. So it looks like
Defensive Yens. Yep,
Yeah.
defensive Yens.
so Phantasmal Image, copying Solemn Simulacrum or Yens.
Jens Thorn was such a great Magic player, by the way. I mean, he was on another level.
I mean, getting lands, drawing cards, obviously.
Or actually in a game. Like, they made him a robot for a reason. Like,
Yeah,
the dude was
played
carved
like a robot.
from steel. Uh-oh. Primeval Style, I think, was peeking out of his hand.
Copperline Gorge, Mountain, plays a mountain. Taps
Double
two,
equip.
Double equip.
So greedy. He's just gonna block with his Yens. Right?
I would think. I mean, I certainly would be surprised if he didn't.
Equip the Inkmoth Nexus and put the sword on the other one. What's important is getting the untap.
Yeah,
He's just
I
gonna block
would
the
have
Yens.
split it up. Yeah, split it up. You get to untap all those lands.
Yeah.
He still blocks with his Yens. You get in for you get in for some poison.
Oh, does he have a wolf run? He's gonna kill that guy before blocks. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I
Okay,
didn't
I
see
just
the
need to
wolf run.
realize
Didn't
the
see the
wolf
wolf
run.
run. Okay, so that's actually
Perfectly
makes things
reasonable.
a lot different. Yeah. So he's getting the untap either way.
He's gonna discard 2 cards, and if Sondag had Jin-Gitaxias in his hand and a blue, he could just make DI mana and flash Jin-Gitaxias in play. But I don't think he has Jin-Gitaxias.
I don't think so. Yeah.
That was a different deck.
That was a different deck altogether.
if Valenti doesn't have, I think, Wormcoil Engine, which might not be in his deck, Snapcaster Mage, which is blue, or Sun Titan, Sondag can just
Kill him next turn.
pump the Wolf Run into the Yens. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
He's already 6.
He's hitting 6 here. Yeah, like, that's just Game Boys, right?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's just
Valenti
not...
has to have one of those 3 cards. Because he can't block the Grave Titan, and he can't use black removal to stop the ends.
Right. So,
This
Primeval
is like
Titan...
whatever, Primeval Titan, like... I don't think it actually matters that much if it hits. And it's going to hit, though.
Yeah, wow. Christian with no answers to these monstrous threats. Sword, no answer. Other sword, no answer. Primeval Titan, no answer.
I mean,
like, this is really bad.
He's got to have his... I mean, to be competitive, he's going to have a Wrath, maybe a Wrath and a Snapcaster Mage. Or, sorry, a Doomblade and a Snapcaster Mage would extend the game. I'm actually like an O-Ring and
It's not looking like what's
and a
happening.
Doomblade would be okay.
So he's flashing back Think Twice. Oh, is it end of turn flashing back Think Twice? Okay.
So an O-Ring would be all right, but he needs to have another answer spell.
He needs multiple answers right now because he needs to answer the actual creatures and the Inkmoth Nexus.
I don't think that Sondag has enough mana yet that he can just out and
Not
out kill him
one swing,
with
yeah.
Infect right now.
No, not one swing, but if he splits it over 2 turns and Christian doesn't have an answer.
All right, I think he's going to go Unburial Rites for Phantasmal Image. That is not good enough against a Wolf Run.
Yikes. He needs Shatterstorm right now.
Shatterstorm would be fierce. He's 6ing.
Oh, okay.
Sunny T.
Plays Sun Titan.
Sunny T.
Gets
I think
back.
that guy should
Phantasmal Image. Copies
copy
Sun Titan.
who?
He's
He-
copying a Sun Titan, getting back. Is he getting...
Getting back.
O-Ring.
O-Ring. Okay.
So he discarded that with a Forbidden Alchemy, apparently.
So O-Ring to shut down Primeval Titan?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable, but
He has to copy Sun Titan because if he copies Primeval Titan, it's green. So he wouldn't be
yeah,
able to
it
block.
wouldn't be able to block, right.
Okay, so...
Well, he definitely copied Sun Titan, obviously. That's
No,
how
no,
he
I'm
got
just
the
saying, like,
O-Ring.
what are the
Right.
different lines he could take? I think he has to bury Primeval
I
Titan.
mean, there's not...
And he's still not out of the woods.
Right, because now Kessig Wolf Run kills the Phantasmal Image, and then Sun Titan has to block Yen's, and that wipes Christian's side of the board pretty much, and still leaves Brian with the 2 swords. And
No, remember, Christian has
Inkmoth.
Unburial Rights.
That's true. He can. That's right. He can flash. Did he flash? No, he didn't flash it back. He just played something. That's right. Okay. So he's.
Yeah, I like
so,
this play
okay,
a lot.
now split the swords
I like
up.
this play a lot.
Oh, he's putting both swords on the Inkmoth. Wow. Okay.
Actually, I think I would have liked it more if he...
So he discards, what is that, Dissipate, and I missed the other one. Was this another
Oh,
Sun
and he's
Titan?
pumping the bejesus out of the
Nexus.
Nexus for tons of poison here, so it's plus 2 more poison. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 poison, it looks like.
Done with your list.
Well, it's a 5-power Inkmoth Nexus.
And then
And
I
he
think it was
pumped it.
7 poison.
Okay, he just pumped it for 2. And here comes a Green Sun Zenith for Primeval Titan.
I think he's going to get Acidic Slime for the O-Ring.
He paid 7, I think, didn't he? Yeah, he paid 7, so I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason why he would pay 7 and then...
I actually would like it better, I think. He only have 2 mana left? Because if he paid 6, he could get Acidic Slime, kill the O-Ring, and then leave up mana to use Kessig Wolfrun to kill the...
And it still leaves him with a Primeval Titan on board. Like, he gets a Primeval
you know what?
Titan
We
either
weren't
way.
even considering the pre-existing Inkmoth Nexus attacker as a mana source. There was actually probably some slightly more efficient play. than I was
Yeah,
seeing.
sometimes it's tough to see.
Yeah.
Because they move off screen.
Yeah, but
you
it's
miss
a
the
land. I forgot it was a
Right.
land. So, okay. I mean, Private Titan wearing Sword of Feast and Famine is medium brutal here. And by medium, I mean not medium at all.
No, like Venti.
Venti. And he's at 20. Flashback Forbidden Alchemy main deck.
Main phase.
Main phase. All right, and that's
Nothing. Wow, Brian.
All right, Brian Sondag, Wolf Run Green.
I think that was definitely Wolf Run good.
This deck is. It is going to be
powerful.
the breakout deck of states.
That's